Infinitos, infinitas, tudo bem? Eu estou aqui com o Roy Remmer. Na verdade, eu estou aqui na casa dele. Ele está me recebendo esse final de semana aqui na Califórnia. E está sendo incrível. E a gente começou a pensar sobre o retiro, porque o Roy já esteve no Brasil, acho que muitas pessoas já conhecem ele. Ele esteve no Brasil aí já 2 vezes. E a minha vontade é assim, como é que eu posso ter mais do Roy? Mais desse conhecimento dele? Então a gente desenhou esse retiro que ele está acostumado a fazer aqui nos Estados Unidos em vários momentos, de diferentes formas, e a gente chegou com essa temática, que é sobre as nossas perdas, os nossos lutos e sobre o legado. Então ele vai fazer uma construção, uma costura entre essas duas temáticas, que está super bonito. E eu vou perguntar um pouquinho pro Roy como é que vai ser, o que ele tá, por que a gente chegou nesse tema. Roy, why did we come up with this topic to talk about loss and legacy? What do you think is important to talk about that?
Well, one of the things we have in common is we both enjoy really looking at loss directly, right? Mm-hmm. And I think what we've both discovered is that the closer we look at loss, the more we appreciate the life that we have.
Totally.
So when I first brought death into my life as a teacher, really, I began to be happier and had a greater appreciation for every moment. Mm-hmm. And it has really enhanced my life. Mm-hmm. And I spent a lot of time thinking about, what do I want my death to mean to my loved ones who I leave behind?
Yes.
And so this is really what I think we're talking about when we talk about legacy. Mm-hmm. So what do we leave behind? What do we teach our loved ones about dying when we die, right? Mm-hmm. So it can bring up a lot of discomfort, but I think this is where the meditation becomes really useful.
We are going to have also meditation during the
That's
retreat,
right? Yeah, so we'll begin and end each day with meditation. And so we'll be able to sit and pay attention to each breath, to each moment. And that's how we see the emotions that are arising for us. And that's how we create intimacy with those emotions so that we're not running away from them. We're learning how to just be with them. Mm-hmm. Because let's face it, when we talk about death, when we talk about loss, a lot of big emotions can come up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And what I love also is like when we think about the legacy, like what is the legacy that we're going to leave? And then the other reflection is, are we living?
Yeah.
Like are we building that or not? So that reflection totally changed the way that we are living.
That's right.
So that's
yeah, I think it's true. When we think about what we leave behind, it reminds us, it actually inspires us to live our life a little differently, I think. Mm-hmm. But there's one other piece, and that is, I think the conversation that we're going to have during the retreat will allow us to really appreciate what we've received from the people who have gone before us, mm-hmm. right? The people we remember, and even the people we don't remember, the ancestors, Mm-hmm. So it's a really rich conversation, mm-hmm. and I think it's an important conversation for us all to have. Mm-hmm. It's part of living, it's part of life. Mm-hmm. It's part of living a rich, full life, really. Mm-hmm. Full of love and appreciation, friendship. And wonder and friendship, exactly. Mm-hmm. So we're just finished this amazing week where you've been visiting, mm-hmm. and we had one symposium and then the Endwell conference, and then we went to Salt Lake City and we were in the conversation with a group of people, mm-hmm. and it's instead of it being kind of a sad, depressing thing, it's not. People are very alive and very happy, and really.
How many deep connections?
So many deep connections. Yeah,
amazing. So I can't wait for you to be back to Brazil. So March.
I'm looking forward to it.
See you there.
Yes.
So it's gonna be in São Francisco Xavier. So we are going from
amazing.
San Francisco to São Francisco Xavier. Vai ser a pousada Rosa e o Rei, que é fantástica, uma delícia. É uma pousada pequena, então assim, vai ser um grupo pequeno, seleto, e a gente gostaria muito que vocês participassem. Eu tenho certeza que vai ser incrível. A gente acabou de passar o desenho de como que vai ser, como é que vai ser cada dia. Cada dia a gente está pensando numa surpresa diferente, numa experiência diferente. Então, E até lá, Roy is going to be speaking Portuguese.
Yeah. Obrigado.
Some words.
Yeah, please join us.
Mas a grande parte do workshop é em inglês com o Roy e eu vou ajudando a facilitar com algumas coisas em português, tá bom? So, join us.